Hola, bona tarda. Buenas tardes. Sergi, passa, seu. Thank you everyone for being here. La Fundación Mies van der Rohe fue creada en 1983 por el Ayuntamiento de Barcelona con el objetivo inicial de llevar a cabo la reconstrucción del pabellón alemán, diseñado por Ludwig Mies van der Rohe y Lili Wright, para la Exposición Internacional de Barcelona de 1929. Además de atender a la conservación y el conocimiento del pabellón Mies van der Rohe, la Fundación impulsa el debate, la difusión y la sensibilización sobre temas de arquitectura, urbanismo, cultura arquitectónica contemporánea. Atendiendo a sus fines, llevamos a cabo diferentes actividades como premios, congresos, conferencias. Destaca entre estos programas la organización conjuntamente con la Comisión Europea del Premio de Arquitectura Contemporánea de la Unión Europea, Premio Mies van der Rohe, uno de los premios más prestigiosos de arquitectura, si me permitís, de Europa. Uno de los objetivos fundamentales de la Fundación es la promoción de la cultura arquitectónica de base, acercando a los ciudadanos, niñas y niños, visitantes y barceloneses, europeos, al conocimiento y disfrute de los placeres de la buena arquitectura, sin olvidar, en paralelo, el estímulo de la reflexión crítica sobre la producción arquitectónica. El Premio de Arquitectura Contemporánea de la Unión Europea, Premio Mies van der Rohe, resulta un elemento estratégico para promover desde Barcelona una arquitectura de calidad concebida con rigor para satisfacer las necesidades de la sociedad. Para ello, necesitamos involucrar a los ciudadanos y a las instituciones públicas. Ampliar la difusión del premio más allá de los circuitos arquitectónicos y de esta manera potenciar la capacidad de interacción de la arquitectura con todos los actores sociales en el ámbito europeo. En la concepción y desarrollo de sus actividades, la Fundación genera investigación y debate sobre la arquitectura moderna y contemporánea, siempre teniendo en cuenta los cambios de paradigma. Evidentemente, este momento está marcado por los cambios de paradigma también en la comunicación de la arquitectura. El periodismo de calidad resulta un aliado imprescindible, necesario, en nuestro objetivo de transmitir a los ciudadanos y a las instituciones el valor añadido que la arquitectura puede aportar en sus entornos domésticos, urbanos y sociales. Esta primera Conferencia Europea de Arquitectura y Medios se concibe, por tanto, como un lugar para reunirse e intercambiar experiencias sobre la difusión de la arquitectura. Está dirigido a periodistas, instituciones, organizaciones culturales, profesionales de la comunicación, arquitectos y amantes de la arquitectura. Organizaremos charlas, debates, talleres que tendrán lugar aquí, hoy y mañana, en el marco de la Semana de Arquitectura de Barcelona. Architecture and the Media está organizado con el apoyo de Creative Europe como parte del programa de difusión del Premio de Arquitectura Contemporánea de la Unión Europea, Premio Mies van der Rohe. Agradecemos el apoyo en este evento de Acción Cultural Española, Labo, Eden Speakerman, Storydata, Moritz y el Hotel Alma Barcelona, así como a nuestros patrocinadores Fundació Banc de Sabadell y Simón. El comisariado de Architecture and the Media corre a cargo de Míriam Giordano, consultora de comunicación y directora de la agencia de comunicación Labo, y Eva Porębska. Where are you, Eva? Sorry. Y Eva Porębska, arquitecta y editora en jefe de Architektura Murator, a quien agradezco, to whom I especially thank the initial support, your first impulse, without which this project would not exist. So thank you, Eva, for starting all this. And now the floor is yours. Gracias a todos.
Ladies and gentlemen, dear colleagues, First of all, I would like to express my heart gratitude for organizing this event to Mies van der Rohe Foundation, to Anna Ramos and Ivan Blasi. And also I want to say thank you for Miriam Giordano, who take on the effort. Almost 20 years ago, I have participated in the first ever and only meeting of architectural magazines. This meeting has gathered a dozen or more architectural journalists, architects, and also critics. And I must say that it was a very important event for me and has been my inspiration for years. Maybe also because I came there from the post-communist country, and it was the first event that I can spoke with people who had the same problems as me in the communication of Architektura. There were such personalities as Peter Davy from the Architecture Review, Dietmar Steinel, who represented Domus in that time, or Robert Schaffer, who represented Topos. So I think that it was the event that made me stronger in media. Many changes have occurred in the media in recent years. So the role of online media has grown, and also the influence of the social media has increased significantly. I hope that we will speak about it today and tomorrow. The meeting of writers and editors engaged in architecture may have at least two dimensions. The first, ideal, and the second, practical. On the one hand, it allows us to present our most important goals and ideas. But in the other, it fosters a debate of the condition and the future of architectural media. I think that we have to remember that the responsibility of the media as so-called fourth estate is fundamental. Also, it is about our environment. Thank you very much.
Hello. I'm very happy with the amazing panel that we put together for architecture and the media, and also for the response of the public, and many congratulations we received to organize this event. So thank you very much to the Mies van der Rohe Foundation to making this event a reality. Special thanks to Eva for being curator along with me, and to the Speakerman and Story-Data for collaborating into the workshop and the closing lecture. Let me just present very shortly how the conference is organized. This night, the opening debate pretends to generate a discussion around the dissemination in the media and in specific about architecture-built projects. We chose as a starting point for the discussion two works that have been elected winners of the European Union Prize for Contemporary Architecture Mies van der Rohe Award, respectively for 2015 and 2017. And they are two different buildings. We would like to understand their reception by the media and the characteristic of their diffusion. It will be the starting point of a wider debate where we hope the public will participate. The speakers tonight come from media related either with the project or the countries of the designer, from Barcelona, Amsterdam, from Spain and Poland, and both from newspaper and architecture magazines. Then tomorrow, we will start at 9 until 2 p.m. We will share experiences between journalists and professionals with talks and roundtables divided in 3 panels: newspapers, magazines, and digital. Of course, this separation is questionable. Boundaries between media are mixed and blurred. Digital is transversal. The aim is that at the end of the day, tomorrow we have discussed many topics as possible that interest all media types. We will count with journalists from Financial Times, Architectural Review, The Zine, Il Sole 24 Ore, Detail, Oris, ABC Blogs, Ara Newspaper, DPR Barcelona, Metalocus, World Architects, and Art Tribune. This is the first edition of Architecture and the Media, and we are conscious we left out some categories of media like televisions, radios, some types of professionals like independent bloggers, exhibition curators, architecture photographers, among others. We hope you all could participate in the debate, and maybe next year we would be delighted that could join us as speakers to make this event an ongoing project as we hope. Then tomorrow from 3:30 to 7 p.m. we will have a workshop, a practical exercise for professionals interested in the diffusion of architectural topics through social media. And the closing lecture that will take place tomorrow at 8 p.m. It will be held by SoriData, and there will be a big data analysis on architectural news published in the last 4 years in Spanish and Catalan media, and the data come from COAC and CESCAE Media Archive. So I hope you all were able to book your agenda for tomorrow too. Let's start now, and I leave the floor to Ivan Blasi, coordinator of the European Union Prize for Contemporary Architecture, Mies van der Rohe Award.
Thank you, Emilia. The winners of the EU Mies Award in 2015, Szczecin Philharmonic Hall, and in 2017, Kleiburg, the two buildings, were pretty different, program-wise and also aesthetically, language and so on. And also the way that they were communicated, that they were presented through the different media was also very different. And that's why we decided to ask and to begin this discussion today and afterwards continue it tomorrow with the different panels, the workshop, and the different discussions that there will be. We decided, and we are very happy that they accepted to invite Barozzi Veiga, Alberto Veiga and Fabrizio Barozzi, and also from XVW, Xander Vermeulen, to come and to make a short presentation of their work from the point of view of communication, how their works were communicated during the first phases in which the project was under development, the design, and then once it was finished, and once also they earned the European Union Prize for Contemporary Architecture, the Mies van der Rohe Award. So the first thing that we would like to ask is Alberto and Fabrizio to give us some clues about this work in Szczecin, connected to of course, to media, and then we will also ask the same thing to Xander. Okay? So it's all yours. ¿Cómo lo queréis hacer? ¿Queréis otro? Hay dos, ¿eh? Lo que queráis.
Sí.
You have translations, so you'll do it in Spanish? Okay. Whatever you prefer, whatever you feel more comfortable with.
Well, we feel more comfortable in Spanish, but I mean, I don't know if the audience is well, I mean, we are going to mix it, okay? Well, thanks for coming, and thanks for inviting us to this event. I think it's the Szczecin Philharmonic is a very interesting project in terms of communication, because since the beginning was a project that had a huge impact, perhaps because the iconicity of the building, and perhaps because of the impact into the city itself and into the Polish mood during the years we did this project. You know? So, well, just to say a few words about the project itself, we did this competition in 2007. We ended the project in 2014, and during the 7 years, we were lucky in terms of have the eyes of all the media around the project, local, regional, and national, only international too, following the process itself of the building. This fact allows us to have a huge impact after the prize of the European, the Mies van der Rohe prize, because it was a known project. And this was very important for us because in terms of architects, for us it would be impossible to communicate the buildings so well if we wouldn't have this help from media during the years that we were developing the project. The project was an international competition, of course, but was in Poland, so it was not so well known in the rest of Europe. And during the process, everybody could focus about this project because of the local and regional media and national media. So I think it's a good sample to show how you don't need to start communicating your project in huge media or in very important media, but it was a good sample of how a project developed very locally and developed in a very specific context can be understood and can be shown in different countries and with different perspectives. Perhaps is the most important thing we have learned with this project about how to communicate architecture. Sometimes you are focused just about to be open to wide and very important medias, and you try to focus your work thinking about some magazines or some websites. In this sense, I think Szczecin worked in a different way, completely different way. We started communicating this project in different, as I said, in local and regional medias. And from that context, the project started to be very, very well known around the continent.
Yeah, I think also it works. It works. Yeah, I think also, I don't know, since the beginning, the project received quite a lot of attention from the media, but not for the architecture in itself, but also because the history of the project. We did the competition in 2007 when was not so common to having